All right. Well, I'm gonna watch an episode each of those two shows, and we'll come back and revisit this, and I'll give you like a legit critique from my
Okay,
opinion.
and the hard thing about talk shows these days is they got to
Mhm.
talk about hot topics,
Oh
and the
yeah.
hottest of topics. I mean, you reacted to this,
Oh yeah.
and this will wrap our show shortly. The hottest of topics is Adam Levine. Kelly, take it away. What are you thinking?
He's a cheater. Like he's like
Say it again.
that's he's a cheater. That's like all there is.
But how
Like
do you know for sure?
because he cheated. Like, he cheated. Now, okay, so a few other celebrities have kind of like jumped in on this after he made his statement. Some are condemning the woman, some are condemning only him. But I think my opinion on this, and this is one thing, like as a publicist, I always hated, was his statement is totally written by his publicist for sure, and it's stupid. One thing I do agree with one celebrity that said, I think it was like, I can't remember who said it, but it was like, don't speak for, because he says, he kind of like speaks for his wife. And she's like, don't speak for her. Like, you've already done enough. And I do agree with that. He shouldn't have said this we shit. We'll get through this together. Like, that's the most bullshit statement anybody can say, because it's very disrespectful to her what he was doing. It's very embarrassing. Like, it's just, all of these things. At the end of the day, it's not her fault. He's, it's his shit, right? He needs whatever he needs for whatever reason he's doing that. But own it. Don't say I didn't cheat, but I was inappropriate. No, you cheated.
Well,
the
wait.
Minute you got,
so what is he saying?
He's saying that he just like got a little bit inappropriate with some DMs, but he didn't.
Well, what
cheat.
is she saying? What is the like the woman
accuser's basically, her response to that was like, get a dictionary. Basically, the definition of cheat.
So
like,
she's saying,
cheated.
yes, you did. We did have sex. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's really been said like that. But she's like shown some DMs she talked about on her TikTok and said that they've been having whatever kind of relationship they've been having for a year. Like, if you're talking flirty to someone else and you're married, like, that's whether it's emotional cheating or physical cheating, whatever, it's cheating. You're still stepping out.
Can I ask a question?
Cut it out.
A tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Does the person who redeemed the cheating, did they not know he was married?
No, they knew.
So that's a problem in itself too.
Not
the only problem, but a problem.
But it's not the only problem, and that's the thing. Is because then someone's like, "Well, you knew he was married. You knew what you were doing, and you're putting it on blast." I don't like the whole putting it on blast. Like,
me
there
neither.
could have been a private conversation. She could have went about it in a whole different way. She said
now she's famous. She'll have a talk show by next year.
Right. I mean, she said she only did that because she screenshotted it and one of her friends was trying to sell it to a tablet. Like, whatever. Who cares?
Oh,
at the end of the day,
the old my friend send it in.
My friend said
the old my mom send in the sex tape. Kris Jenner.
But right. But it's just, I just feel like it's so disrespectful to the marriage, to the relationship from both of their like equally. They're both at fault. Like, she knew he was married. He knew he was married. So whatever either one of them were doing was not okay. So it's a choice, right? So you could make the choice and say, okay, I'm not married. I'm single. Whatever he decides to do in his life is his choice, because that doesn't have anything to do with me. And on the one hand, it honestly doesn't. Like, I'm a single person over here. I know what your situation is, so I know how much I'm going to expect from you. But also, that's your shit. That's not my shit.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So
if you don't know, if you're the guy or the person in the relationship, they're the ones ultimately.
They're the ones ultimately,
I wouldn't want to do it if it was me and I found out like the person was married. I wouldn't want to engage in that. But ultimately, it's like, why are they engaging in that? They're the one married. I'm single. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many different ways to look at it, but at the end of the day, it's two people that are equally at fault. You equally, it takes two people to do all of it, and two people did it, but it's not only her fault and it's not only his fault. Like, I don't agree she should have put it out to the public, because clearly she's getting some gain from it. But it's also like, he needs to man up and just be like, I fucked up and I'm sorry. But
is there anything he could say that would make you feel that way? Like, completely, like,
if he just said, yes, I cheated, I was inappropriate, and I'm sorry. Like, you have
and he hasn't done that.
No, he literally said, I did not cheat.
What would happen? He's not on The View anymore. The View. He was never on The View. He's not on The Voice anymore.
On The Voice now.
What would happen if this scandal happened when he was on The Voice? Like, how would they have cleaned this up?
I don't know. I wonder if they would have done the same thing that they did to Matthew Morrison when he was on that dance
Oh,
show.
and I didn't get all the details, so I probably shouldn't
Yeah.
speak on that. But that one's a hard one to sort of
Yeah.
believe, you know. And but again, we've the pendulum was so
Here's my
terrible.
thing. When you're gonna like, why are you writing shit down? Why are you writing? Why are you sending messages? Why are you typing it out, you dumbass? Like,
Mm,
clearly, you know you're not the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, why are you gonna do some dirt and then write it down? Like, that's
mm.
the dumb, that's the dumbest shit. Then you deserve what you got. If you're gonna
Yeah.
be stupid enough to write it down, you deserve what you get. You shouldn't do it in the first place. But if you're gonna be that stupid to do that, and that's what you're gonna do, then you deserve what you get.
Kelly, if everything ends up in cheating, do you think our we as humans need to look into being more open with like open relationships and stuff?
That's a tough one
Gay
because
men are a little more like open to stuff like that,
yeah.
and I always think like if I mean I'm not married, nor do I have any candidates ready,
Mhm.
even though I'm a catch. No, but I always think about like certain like boundaries that I, you know, are like the hard nose. And I mean, I'm not saying I would like that, but men are men.
Mhm.
And I know that's like kind of a terrible excuse, but actually I don't even think of it as men are men. I think of it as well, I'm not dating women, but women are women, meaning we're human to the degree of this stuff happens. To me, my boundary would be like all the stuff that I don't know. You know what I mean? Like all the secrecy and that kind of stuff. But the
Mhm.
actual physical cheating and if it did just legitimately sort of just happen, I just feel like you could maybe get through that. And you're saying
But here's the thing.
no.
Here's the thing. Cheating doesn't just happen. Nothing just happens.
You don't think so?
I don't believe anything just happens. I believe everything that you do, like,
You think everything's like a Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton planned out situation?
I just think you put yourself in certain situations knowing all the possible outcomes, and yet you still do it, right? So you know there's a chance some shit could happen, and you're obviously okay with it because you're still doing it. When you open up that DM and you send that message, you know what the fuck you're doing. It didn't just happen. So if I'm dating somebody and I'm bored or whatever's happening in my relationship and I figure I want to go, I don't do this, then I wouldn't do this. But it's like instead of having communication being like, look, something's happening with us. I'm starting to my eyes are starting to wander. I don't want to do that. We need to figure out what the fuck's going on. Instead of doing that, and then I just like go to the bar, get trash, knowing that, making out's fun when you're drunk. I put myself in that situation. So it didn't just happen. See what I'm saying? Like nothing
I
just
do, but I
happened.
think you're making it as if the person could only cheat based on our like the nucleus of the couple having problems.
No,
I'm
no, no. People
saying
can
I
change just
think
because they want to have
yeah,
sex. Like if they just
yeah, I'm
want
thinking it could be
different. Yeah.
I love my baby, I love my
Mm-hmm.
boo, we are good,
Mm-hmm.
but then I happen to be in an occasion that's not like a bar
Mm-hmm.
situation, like being in the wrong place, wrong time, and but I do just have like this physical thing, and
Right, but
yes,
again, that doesn't just happen because you know that you have that. You know you have that wandering eye that you want to be able to if you find someone attractive, you want to see where that goes. You already know that
but
about
don't we all
yourself.
have that wondering eye? Okay, but let me just give you the perspective. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I was as much what you're saying my whole life,
Uh-huh.
and there's something about like so you come out and suddenly that whole white picket fence, two kids, like La La Land thing that is sold to you is obsolete because that's not your life anymore, right? You know, you're
Mm-hmm.
like you grew up as a child, you're like I'm gonna have two kids and a stupid car garage and all that dumb stuff that I see as dumb now, but I felt like it was necessary when I was young, the
Mm-hmm.
wife and all these things. And then you get to a point you come out like that all shatters, and then you're left with like a little bit more authenticity. And I'm not saying by any means the straights are not doing it authentically. I'm saying I also was very much like you, like
Mm-hmm.
nobody better ever cheat on me. But now I'm like, humans are humans. Again, women too. We
And
have
I
the
I do not disagree with you. The only
yeah.
thing I disagree with is if that is the kind of lifestyle that you want to have, to each his own. If you want to have open relationships and people that have open marriages and people that have the don't ask, don't tell, but I'm going off by myself tonight situation, as long as both sides are cool with it, do whatever you want.
Well,
There's
see, I
no
don't think I would want. Wait, I don't want you to
mm,
think me saying I would accept a one-time error
mm.
means I'm like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm down for the open." I'm saying, no, we're getting married. We're in love. We
So you
have.
don't, so you wouldn't then. So when it comes to that, I'm just saying be honest. That's my thing.
So
Whatever
my
type of
honesty is this. My
relationship.
honesty is this.
Uh-huh.
My preference is
Hmm.
monogamy. I'm a
Hmm.
lovey person.
Hmm.
Sade's "Your Love Is King" is going to be the wedding song, right? So I'm very much
Right.
in that space. But I'm
Uh-huh.
saying, however, I don't know that I'm willing to throw it all away because his dick ended up somewhere
I
where
mean,
it shouldn't
and
have
that's
been.
and is and again,
And that
I
doesn't make me
think
a punk either because, by the
I don't.
way, I might do that too.
I mean, I don't think it does either. I think as long as there's like genuine communication, but you have to own what you did. Like,
Mm.
how can you
Oh,
forgive and get past if you're still lying about it? How can you forgive somebody for something when they're not even owning it up? Because you don't know what you can't forgive somebody for something that they swear they didn't do. How is that building back trust or even showing you that they care? Because they really don't give a shit because they're still lying to you. So it's like it's the respect of the partner that I guess is what's annoying to me. It's just like whatever you're gonna do, own it. Just own it.
yeah.
You
As I said,
things
the
can
secrecy,
happen and
the
like whatever, but
secrecy. I'm not
it's
good at.
the
I'm not
lying and
good.
the hiding and like
I'm
all of
not
that
good with
that's just
that.
kind of. But also, if
You,
you as grown-ups, if you just want to date and you want to see where life takes you, then date. Don't get into an exclusive relationship when you're not ready to get into one. It's just like you can't put somebody in your pocket because you're afraid they're gonna meet somebody else before you're ready. That's not fair. Like you gotta risk it.
the Queen has spoken. Not Queen Elizabeth, but the Kellie the Queen. Boy, you had some stuff to say today.
Clearly, I got some shit on my mind, guys. Clearly.
I'm just gonna take notes. Like whenever we do an episode that has to do with like the ways of dating, the trials of dating, the goods, the bad, maturity. Like Kellie is on
Oh
it.
my god, let me wait till we get into some of like the most of the like the worst dates I've ever been on, like the just kind of like the bad behavior, the silly the photo shoots I got sent, like all like I got some stories for
And
you.
for the record, if you're joining the show, if you hear me pumping up my friend, one of my best friends, dearest friends since 2003, and I'm like, that's right, Kellie could get it. Da 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 da. Not for me. Whoa, whoa. Kellie could, Kellie's got game, because we've been friends forever. I know the stories. I'm pumping my friend and proud of my friend. But see, sometimes I think people look at it almost like, oh, this chauvinistic man is like telling this woman. It's like, no, we are friends. We talk about everything. I've seen the condom wrappers, the magnums. Kellie is it. She's iconic. And you gotta let us have our friendship. And I just sometimes worry that people look at it as like, there's the man mansplaining the woman. No, not with
No,
this,
no.
not a
I mean,
20-year
because like when
friendship.
you're early in your 20s and you're just freaking wiling out and you're sharing it with your friends.
Next year marks 20 years of us knowing each other. And it's not just me and Kellie are friends. We have tons of mutual friends too. We
Yeah.
all work together in our early 20s. So it's just so when we started in radio, and we'll wrap right here,
Mhm.
I was more like, what can I do to get my radio show and my late night talk show one day? That was me going to the same facility in Burbank, trying to make a career and dreams happen. Meanwhile, Kellie was doing all the work, but she was also working it. Because later on, I'd hear her stories because we are good friends, and I'm not naming any names. But I'm like, Kellie, you did. Kellie, no. Oh, Kellie, wow.
I
I'm
had
like,
a period where I had a little bit too much fun for a
I was
while.
like, what that mouth do, girl? Like, I was so proud of you. As a friend, I was proud of you. Yeah. You know what? F you if you don't like our show. We're amazing. I want us to replace whichever gets canceled first, Jennifer Hudson or Sherry Shepherd. I want us to be the replacement,
Oh my god, can you
mid-season
imagine?
replacement. Let's go.
Hilarious.